Hey Super Team coaches, I wanted to create this video to give a little insight into the invitation process, because we talk a lot about challenge groups, inviting, but we don't really talk about the process a whole lot. And I wanted to walk you through some of that. Now, 2 weeks ago, I created an advertisement or a post on Facebook, and I paid for advertisement to boost that post so a lot of people would see it. It actually went really well, and I got about 50-60 people liking the post and had conversations with about 75% of those people. So about 30 or 40 people. And I have a couple people that are really interested, and they're about to order their challenge pack, which is great because my goal is to get at least one, and it looks like I'm going to zero in on that target. But I've been talking to many of these people for 2 weeks straight. And that might seem like a lot of time, especially for new coaches. And that's why I want to give a little insight, because that's really actually very typical. It's not a fast and easy process. It's not like, hey Bob, would you like to lose some weight? Sure. Would you like to do this P90? Sure. It costs this much, it's on sale. All right. No, it doesn't happen that way. So what a lot of people need to understand is we are network marketers, okay? Network marketing meaning we have to deal with people, and we have to form relationships, and we have to get to know people. You have to talk with people. We don't just say, here's a product, it's on sale, buy it. I hate seeing that on Facebook when people announce the challenge pack special of the month and just think people are gonna swarm to that post and buy something, and it's not like that at all. So you have to actually talk with people. Now, we do have a couple of different resources and tools available to us by Team Beachbody, many of which have gone through several revisions, and it just gets better and better. The first thing you have to do is what's called form. Family, occupation, recreation, and then your message, okay? So you talk about their family. Are you married? Do you have kids? What do you do for a living? I do this, blah, blah, blah. You know, what do you do for fun? Now, this is essentially an icebreaker. And one of the beauties of Facebook is that people's profile is like open for you to see. So when I was talking to people about P90, these guys, you know, one guy had The Walking Dead like all over his wall. I'm like, oh, I'm into Walking Dead too. What'd you think of the season opener? Oh man, it was awesome. Or someone lived like really close to me and said, oh, I used to live in that area. How do you like it? And how long you lived there? Stuff like that. You have to really treat these new prospects, these new strangers, if that's the case, as friends. You really have to talk to people. So Facebook is great because they give you all this personal information, so you can just pick something out of their recent newsfeed and start talking about that. Facebook is giving you the icebreaker of these people. So you have to take some time, and I will bounce emails back and forth just to get to, you know, to break the ice, and it makes things a little bit more comfortable for not only for you, but also for the person you're talking to. Because if you're talking to a stranger on Facebook, they're like, hey, who is this guy, you know, right? But you find ways to relate to them, and again, use their own personal stuff that they're sharing with you. So you go through that form. Now, in your online office, you can find documents that talk about forms, so you get a little bit more details on that. But once you do that, then you start going through the rest of the steps. There's a 5-step invite process. It's gone through several revisions. The latest revision, it's actually been around for a while. I really like it because it shows a lot of options or questions you should be asking, because you should not be treating everyone exactly the same. If you're asking questions and someone says they have trouble with nutrition, you should be focusing on that. If someone says motivation, you should be focusing on that. So they do give you a couple different options, and with some short explanations. It's really good. So it's not so much a script, it's like an invitation process with scripted questions you can use and should use as a default. I don't care who you are, you should at least be using this 5-step invitation process. Now, so once you do the form, you go to the second step. Step 2 is the most powerful. That is, they call it the interview. Here's the 5-step invitation. It's probably backwards for you, but you can find that in your office. But step 2 is asking questions. Good gosh, you need to stick on step 2. I sometimes go several days on step 2, and I keep asking more and more questions. Here, let me give you an example. How many times in the last 5 years would you say that you've tried to lose weight but gave up before you reached your goal? That's an excellent question. What made you interested in this program, whatever you're talking about that I mentioned? Or do you think you would benefit from being part of a group that's sharing and helping each other throughout the program? So you need to ask questions to get answers, and you can't put words in people's mouth, okay? Let me back up for a second. I don't care who you are. You all should be asking questions about someone's weight loss goals. Okay, that's a given, you have to. And here's an order that I do it in. First, you find out their goals, and then you ask how long have they wanted to lose. You know, okay. What's your goal? Let's say it's 30 pounds. Okay, how long have you wanted to lose 30 pounds? Oh, it's been like 5-10 years since high school, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how do you feel about yourself with all that extra weight? Oh, it's hard to run around with my kids, and I lose my breath going up the stairs, and I'm depressed. And, you know, you hear a lot of stuff back. And you say, okay, well, how would you feel if you lost those 30 pounds? Let's say you woke up, this is my new thing. Let's say you woke up tomorrow morning and you were 30 pounds down. How would you feel about yourself then? Oh, I feel great. I would have, you know, confidence. I'd feel amazing and all this kind of stuff. You have to ask these kind of questions because here's the goal. Okay, here's the key. We are not pushers. Okay, some coaches, especially new coaches, are so worried about pushing product, pushing product. Pushing product is when a salesman tries to convince someone to buy something, okay? That's when you say, hey, Bob, you really need to do this program and it's on sale. Come on, man, can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it? Okay, that's pushing. We don't do that. What we do as coaches is we talk to people, we get to know them, we find out what their struggles are, what their goals are, and then we offer a certain product, a Beachbody, that's going to match their goals. And from that, they decide if they want to order the program. Some people will, some people won't. That's just how it goes. You can't get yourself down. But don't ever be afraid to present Beachbody as solutions. But the one thing people are usually missing is they're not talking to people, asking questions, finding out what it is that's, you know, they struggle with and what they really want to achieve. Then you offer Beachbody as a solution, okay? So people make a decision when opportunity and desire are met, okay? And the one way you build that desire is you ask questions and you get the answers from them. Let me give you an example. If someone says, you know, they want to lose weight, you know, they want to lose 30 pounds, and you ask them how they feel about themselves, don't say, well, I bet you feel kind of down and depressed, huh? You can't do that because you said that, not them. So it's like kind of like a half truth. They're not completely convinced. But if you ask them, well, how do you feel that you're, you know, 50 pounds heavier and it's been 10 years with that weight? Oh, I feel really depressed. Okay, now they own it. They have said it. It's almost like what we do is we take a mirror and we're like, this is what you've been dealing with all this time. And now it's out here because you brought it out, you know, not the coach. So that's why you ask general questions to get answers. And the greatest thing is when you get those answers, that's what helps steer your conversation towards a particular product. Okay, so for example, say someone's struggling with nutrition. You don't say, oh, well, is it because you're out of time? And you can't do that. Well, what is it you struggle with nutrition? Well, I don't really know how to eat healthy. Okay, that can lead you into a 5-day free clean eating challenge. Or if they say, oh, I don't really have time, you know, and I don't really eat healthy. And you say, well, what if I could provide you an easy way to replace one meal a day to help you lose weight? Of course, I'm talking about Shakeology, right? What if someone says, I don't really know anything about this. I don't know how to eat right. I don't know how much to eat, and I'm totally lost. Okay, what if I could provide you a system where all you had to do is use these colored Tupperware bowls of different sizes, and you just fit food in there, and it takes all the thinking out of planning your foods? Yeah, okay, I'm totally into that. That, of course, is the 21-day fix program. So Beachbody has so many amazing products that match a person's needs, but it's not gonna matter, and you're not gonna have any effectiveness if you don't find out what it is people have a problem with. So is it motivation? Is it nutrition? Is it preparing meals? Is it they're uneducated on healthy eating? You find that out first. And so again, let me back up. All this I've been talking about is that step number 2, asking as many questions as you can. So that's why my follow-ups last like 2 weeks, because I'm gonna get answers out of them. And having said that, don't settle for stupid one-liner answers. If you say, what are your goals for yourself, your fitness and weight loss goals? Oh, I want to get into shape. Okay, that's not enough, okay? Can you be more specific, Bob? I mean, you want to lose 10 pounds or 100 pounds? 50 pounds. Okay, then. Well, how long have you, been 50 pounds heavier? How long have you been carrying this? A long time. That doesn't work. What's a long time, Bob? High school? Last year? You got to dig it out of them. And some of these people, they don't want to share their story. If they're not willing to share their story, you know why? A lot of times it's because they don't want to admit their story. They don't want to face the fact that they're in this funk and it's their fault, basically. So you ask these questions to dig it out from them, and then they're like, again, they own it. They're like, wow, they see it in the mirror. Okay, so don't settle for little questions. Keep, not prodding, but, keep probing for more information from them. Don't let them hold down on you, or otherwise it's not really going to go anywhere. So again, you use that step 2 to ask as many questions as you can. And then you simply go from there. Using the 5-step invitation process. It walks you through how to send a video about the Beachbody challenge groups and stuff like that. So really the main thing is that step 2, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. So again, I bounce emails several times in a day for several days at a time. I don't let 3 days go by, ask a question, and another 3 days. It's not going to work because people's interest level is so hot in the beginning. So you have to stay on it. And keep a list. People keep a list of all the names. In fact, there's a 5-step invite tracker in your office, so you can track exactly what step people are on, so you never lose a contact. Okay, you gotta be somewhat organized. You don't have to be super organized. I'm not super organized, but I use the tools to help me. And I actually use Google Drive, so I have my own spreadsheet so I can access it from my phone and all that stuff. But the bottom line is you got to keep lists of names of who you're talking to, and it's helpful to know what step they're on and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully this gives you a little bit more insight, because I know as a new coach, you're going out there and you're getting bummed because no one's ordering stuff like this. Well, you got to take time and treat people like a friend. That's really the secret, is every person you meet, you treat them like a friend. You get interested in them, you ask questions about their personal life, and then you deliver the message and you use the script and you ask a lot of questions. Our goal is to help people. You got to find their problem, bring it out and put it right there in front of them. Once you find that problem, then you can offer Beachbody as a solution, and be confident in that. We make products that really work. We are so successful because we are people oriented. The CEOs and the executive branch, they're all people oriented. They're really focused on helping people, and they happen to make these great products that do that. Most companies are the other way around. They're just interested in putting product in your face so they can make money, but we're not doing that. So you gotta find out their problem and then be confident that you have a solution to offer, and you'll never feel like a pusher. You will feel like a helper, and when you do help people, it's the greatest feeling to see people posting online. I lost 10 pounds the first 2 weeks and all this stuff, and then when they send you emails of thanks for all that you've done, man, it just makes it all more worth it, and it just makes you want to keep on going. So use this invitation process. The last thing I will say, one last thing, thank you for watching this video so far. Just by watching this, you are inspired and fired up to be a great coach, and I'm really glad. But one last thing I want to say is, you do have to get in front of as many people as possible. Don't think because you're talking to 2 people this month that you're going to get 2 challenge pack orders. Okay, there's a lot of people that just don't decide to do it, and that's not always the coach's fault. But you got to master this 5-step process, especially that question number 2. If you do your job, then you're going to have a lot more people who will say yes, because what you've done is you have found a solution to their problem. But anyway, you have to talk to as many people as you can. And if people don't want to do it, don't let it get you down, okay? You can watch this really excellent movie. You're like, man, this movie was awesome, and it starred so-and-so, and it had a good plot. I don't want to ruin the ending, but you got to go see it. And they're like, nah, it doesn't really sound right for me. Okay, it happens in life and lots of things. So all we're trying to do is find people who have problems, present a solution, and see which of them have the desire strong enough to take care of their problems. And we do that with Beachbody, and we coach them, we get them in groups, and they get a whole bunch of support, and their lives have changed forever, and more than likely they will become a coach on your team. So and this whole process of getting to know people and taking care of them is going to carry you through their transformation, and then when they sign up as a coach, they're going to appreciate you even more, because right from the beginning you cared about them. So anyway, use this to your advantage, and since we are a team, post questions, make comments, send emails to myself, your sponsor, whatever. We are here together to really change people's lives, and let's do this together and work as a team. All right, see ya.